the beginning of the season was really difficult for me because I knew the date to start filming, and literally everything that was happening to me happened either that week or a week and a half before we started filming. So, you know, when you talk to the producers and it's like, all right, we're coming over your house this day to see your home life. And I'm like, what home life? Like, my world is upside down right now.
That was crazy.
And I signed up to be on this show. I signed up to have my personal life be known in all aspects.
Like, no
when it's
holds
good and when it's bad.
You're just very real. It's not something that you come across all the time.
I love that people love me for it, but it's hard to do.
Hard.
You know, at that moment, PJ was only 2 months, had just turned 2 months, I believe.
Yeah.
I hadn't gone back to work yet. I was still on maternity leave. At that point, it's like, all right, I gotta start figuring out what's happening in my world. And I didn't know what to tell anybody. But what I didn't know at the time, because I'm not a doctor, I had never had a child before, I had never been that close with someone who had had a newborn, is that I was actually going through postpartum depression. So I didn't know what was happening. All I knew is that I wasn't mentally able to do much of anything. At the same time I'm going through all of this, my fiancé and I are breaking up. And so he was a very, very, very big part of my support system. So here I am going through this brand new hormonal change and this depression that I didn't know had hovered into my life. And now a big chunk is gone, which is him. Because even though he cheated, he still was somebody that I love. He still was very much there for me every second of the day. Anything I needed, you know, the person I would lean on. So at that point now I have my mom. And so my mom was really the one to like be like, listen, you just gotta keep moving forward. She would physically come in there and be like, get up, you know, take a shower, and now let's spend time with PJ. Now you're done, now go back upstairs and lay down. And she literally walked me through a lot of that. And it was a very physical depression. I have been depressed in my past before, but it was really mental. Nobody even knew what was happening. But that type of depression was totally different. Like, I looked like it and I felt like it, and I couldn't physically do certain things because mentally everything had just, you know, shut down. But the first thing I did, which I can thank myself for, was tell myself that it was okay not to know.
Oh my God, you're making me cry. No, because she was so fearless. I don't know why I'm crying.
I know. She was there with me every step of the way, first of all. So, of course.
It was a lot. It was a lot. And she's so, like, she's really a strong, this is really annoying because I don't want to cry my makeup off, but, like, you were just so, and she was a new mom and just so amazing because it's so hard.
Yeah, it was difficult. And just through prayer and having my mom and having PJ, knowing that she was there and that I needed to be functional for her, was really what I think pulled me out of it, you know. And it was something very difficult to do on television. I can say that when I watched it back, I don't think it totally captured all of it, which I'm glad, but it did show a lot of those very real moments that was what I was really going through. So, you know, I'm very honest, and I was honest to show that truth. So I'm gonna be honest now enough to say that I can't say that it's completely gone, but I can say that it's definitely patted away for me to at least work on a piece of myself and have a piece of me that's getting well. And all I can do is compartmentalize my life and say, this piece, you know, work is in order. You know, the relationship is over here, I'm working on it. I'm being a good mom here, and I'm taking self-care time here. That's all I can do. All I know is that as a new mom, even when you're going through all of that stuff, with me being a TV personality, I had to hurry and put it somewhere because I had to instantly get on Dish Nation and be Porsha on Dish Nation. So, you know, I will say I do have to still take the time to take care of that. In 2020, I definitely have on my vision board a space of centering myself and taking care of that piece that I've put away that I dealt with at that time.
Oh my God, Marley's name change, as much as I am just learning to be comfortable with being super open and just giving you who I am, the good, the bad, the ugly, when it comes to Marley, she's my world. And when it comes to the situation with her donor, it's so complicated and it's something that she did not ask for. Right. It's really hard for me to deal with.
No,
but
I
know I have to.
You do.
But it's really difficult. So I knew that Marley needed to change her name. Like, her name needs to be Sterling. And my husband and I talked about it, but...
Did it come up a lot? And like, did she start asking about why her name was different? Or you guys were trying to get in front of it before it became a conversation?
Marley's legal last name, because it wasn't ours, I can tell after a while she noticed it.
Because she's smart,
say,
like her mama.
She's very smart, and even her grandparents, she's like, that's Mama Sterling and Papa Sterling, and Mikey Sterling, and that's my daddy, that's Daddy Sterling, and Mommy's now Sterling, but she wasn't Sterling.
Right.
And I think Mike heard it one day and decided to do the paperwork. So we talked about it, but Mike literally did it without my knowledge.
Oh, so Mike heard her
talking about the name and the difference between her name and our names, and he ended up researching what was necessary and filing necessary paperwork. I get a call one day while I'm up at Ricky Smiley morning show doing my job, and it's from his assistant, Rohini, that's like, hey, come down to Mike's office. He's in court, but he needs you to sign something. So I'm terrified. Like, I'm 6 months married to this man, and I'm pregnant, and he wants me to just go to his office and sign legal papers.
Right.
And he said nothing to me. I'm terrified. I don't know what he wanted me to sign. I get there, and I'm reading it, and it is a petition to the court to change minor Marley Ray McCall's name to Marley Ray Sterling, and I'll lose it.
Yeah.
I lose it. Just the fact that he cared enough, the fact that he took the initiative, found out everything he needed to do. I signed the paper, and the process was started. I even talked to the producers on our show, and I'm like, look, I want to, when we were doing your dress in New York, I'm like, I'm going through this process, and I want to share it, but I'm afraid.
Right.
What if the name change doesn't get granted?
Right.
What if it gets contested? What if I have to push it back? Like, I just don't want anything to get in the way, and I just need it to work, but I don't know because there's a judge.
Yeah.
And so...
Let me tell you something. That's a good man right there.
That's a beautiful story. I love that story.
Like, I teared up, like, actually, I think I cried.
You know the story, and you already know it.
Like, we talk about a bunch of stuff on here that's petty and a bunch of bullshit stuff. It just makes you realize what's really important. You got a good man.
I got to go.
Well, I want to talk about both of you being entrepreneurs and businesswomen, being on the show. How is it hard being in the spotlight like that, and how does it help?
I personally think that it helps. You hear people say all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Thank you.
How true that is technically, but I personally feel like this platform, people being able to just even get an idea of what we do outside of the group, outside of our whatever we have going on as the women of this circle, I feel like it's definitely good for business. Because the people who do support you, they really want to support. They really want to know what you're doing. They really want to check out your products, and I appreciate that. I know.
Well, me on the other hand, I don't know, I haven't had such luck on this show because the one big product launch that I had on the show was for my hair care line, I don't know, 4 years ago. And the only thing people remember from that launch is that there were water in bottles. There were, I can't even say it right.
Water in bottles.
The only thing people seem to remember from that is that we had water in bottles. More hair care has been a labor of love, and I hope you enjoy the product.
I'm thirsty. It's water.
And so even to this day, people will write on my social media about, water in bottles. And you know what, but look, now that, listen, my hair care line is in over 2,200 stores, I think I have the last laugh.
This is what I will say. I do agree with what you're saying about, there were people who the naysayers are always gonna remember the water in bottles, but they still have to remember you have it.
Yes,
they know that you have it.
It's true.
So when they go into the store and they go into Sally's or wherever they go to pick up and they see, there's Kenya Moore hair care.
Right.
I'm gonna buy this just
I'm
because
gonna
I'm
try
gonna,
it.
I'm gonna see what it's like.
Right.
Even
Even the
if they
haters.
don't like you.
Even the haters.
Exactly, because they're gonna check it out just to see if it's quality.
And you know, even your haters, and I know you say the fans want to, you know, support you, but even your haters want to support you, because I remember reading early on social media, this girl was going on and on about me. You know, I can't stand Kenya. Kenya's this, Kenya's that. But I will try that hair care line because she does have beautiful hair. So
That's good.
First of all, we haven't heard anything about Kenya Moore hair care until she just recently came back.
Yeah.
Had you heard anything about it?
No, I don't care to hear about it because
mean-
she says she have edges, so I don't want her product. I want somebody who don't have edges and grow their edges back. That makes more sense to me.
Now, what I will tell you is, Kenya and I, we both share a hairstylist, and she actually uses Kenya Moore hair care on my hair, okay? So I can vouch for Kenya Moore hair care and say that you have great products. I tell you, the last time I got my hair done, the bottle was almost empty. I said, Jody, you must really love this Kenya Moore hair care. She's like, I do. She has great products.
I mean, you're the queen of business. I mean, I'm a runner-up. This is the queen of business.
Cynthia, you just mentioned that you've been on for 10 seasons now. So how has being on the show changed for you since your first time on? What's it like this season versus the past?
You know, I'm kind of like Eva. When I first came on this show, I felt like I was a cute little fluffy, adorable Pomeranian that was literally thrown in a playground full of pit bulls and Rottweilers. Like, I really thought, oh, you know what? If I'm nice to them, they're gonna be nice to me. Like, they're gonna love me. Like, everybody likes me. I'm not like that unlikable. You know what I'm saying? So that didn't happen. I was like labeled as a single black female. So anyway, I feel like at this point, season 10, I probably have a little less patience, AKA 50 Cent, 52 Cent now. You know what?
You're very
reciprocity.
savvy, though.
But reciprocity, though. I will give you back the energy that you give me. Now, that's it.
Well, all right. And then one thing some of the ladies have said is that Kenya has changed a lot over the years.
I just feel that she was a lot more humbler. Now it's different. It's like, who are you?
What do you think?
I mean, I think, you know, I've known Kenya for a while now. I think that Kenya is still pretty much Kenya at the core. She's just a mom now, which has kind of changed her a little bit because, you know, becoming a parent definitely changes you. I love seeing her be a mom, but be clear. Just because she is Brooklyn's mama don't mean that she won't get you together and come for you. Like, that part has not changed. That's Kenya. Everyone knows that.
But it's so weird, though, because I have not known Kenya half as long as you have, and I do not have the same relationship you have with her. But if I look at all of the women, Kenya, besides from you, is actually the sweetest and coolest in our circle. And I say it because, don't get me wrong, she'll be petty and she'll blow up. I think that she's just that kind of a person. She was that kid in school. She was always the the loudest one in the room. I think that's her by nature. But when there is no one around, not even you, no cameras, that girl checks on me, finds out how the baby is doing, the bassinet my son sleeps in, she hand delivered and put together and brought to my house. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like on the holidays,
I remember all that.
None of the like on the blog stuff's like Porsha does. I'm talking about the when nobody sees it stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm so glad you brought that up because you know, she has my back 100%.
100%.
And she's very much like, she has been a very, very good friend to me.
Versus
which is
other
why,
people that look nice,
again,
that they're not.
When she does, you know, when she makes a mistake or does some dumb shit, I'm able to move past it because it's just not a deal breaker when you have someone that really, you know, you can call her at 3 a.m. and pour your, you know, heart out to and know that it stays there. You know, she's not going to carry your secrets. She's not going to use your secrets against you once you guys fall out. She's not going to do any of that. Right. And that's the kind of person I am.
I like her.
Now, if you cross her, however, as Tanya did with
you don't have to cross her because I didn't cross her.
Right.
All I did was give her a doll in a blanket.
Right.
So as much as I think to the core, Kenya is definitely a sweet person. There's a lot of petty in there, and sometimes tacky because she will re-gift your whole Pottery Barn Kids gift.
In your face.
In your face.
Yeah.
You two are very close this season. You say you talk every day, but I'm curious, how did you get over the drama from when you first met?
I feel a little concerned. So I had a conversation in the car on my way over here with Eva. She was saying the guy that Cynthia's dating, he was with her and her guy with his girlfriend.
Are you serious?
Yes, I heard.
He had a girlfriend.
You've heard it too, but I saw her.
My character's always been pretty consistent. I'm me. Take it or leave it. I always try to be cool with everyone. And I really only turn up when I'm backed in a corner. Like if you just come all the way from in, I feel like you're the same. People have to pull us out of our bag.
I might be like a little bit messier than you. Like
what I saw when I first met you, even though you kind of came to me under kind of messy, yeah, thank you very much. Even when, in that moment, when you were like, saying what you said.
When I met you, which was once, I met you and your girlfriend. That's
no, I had a woman with me, and I've said
you
that.
Did.
I don't have anything wrong with that.
Was it your friend or was it a girl you were dating, or did you introduce her as
I am no longer dating that woman.
There was something in your eyes. I could still feel your soul. I was like, I'm not really getting like this girl is really, enjoying this moment.
Listen.
Like, that's what I got, because it's all in the eyes, because you can tell, like, a mean spirit, like, from people's eyes. But I was like, her mouth is talking, but I'm feeling like she really wants to kind of like me.
Listen, confession.
Ooh.
Okay, full on confession. When I left that night, I literally went home and cried. Like, I was bawling. Like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Because never in a million years did I think knowing this guy and meeting him with this girl was gonna turn into this huge show brought by someone that I thought was my friend to someone
who I was never exclusive with, so there was no reason why he couldn't be on dates with whoever he wanted to be on dates with. But anyway.
Neither here nor there. It was over before it started with us because we didn't even have a chance to become friends.
No, it was over before it started with Will and I as well.
Cheers to that.
Super nice guy. No, super nice guy, but we were always like, kind of getting to know each other. Like, seriously, I know I say that, but we really were getting to know each other.
Girl, you was getting ready for Mike.
Hello.